Hi everyone, I'm Reninsky, and I speedrun Dark Souls 2. I found it pretty hard to pick up speedrunning this game. I find it pretty hard to pick up any game speedrunning. And I thought it would have really helped if someone had a decent guide about how to practice my runs and that kind of thing. So I decided I'd make one. So this is for Glitchless any % for Dark Souls 2, which is a pretty easy run. Basic idea behind it is you kill the Rotten 4 times, and that gets you 1,000,000 souls, which lets you get through Shrine of Winter, and then you just wreck the rest of the game with the Great Club. It's not too bad. So this is going to have safety strats and the actual run itself, so you can learn the whole thing, including how to practice it. So we're going to start off by creating a character. What we're going to do, we're going to pick Explorer as our class, and that's because Explorer starts with a bunch of really useful items for the run. And we're going to pick Bonfire Aesthetic as our gift. And as you can imagine, considering how many times we actually have to kill the Rotten, we're going to need a lot of Bonfire Aesthetics. 3, in fact, because we're going to kill the Rotten 4 times. So right here, you're going to see me do my first safety strat. I'm going to go up to this chest and pick up this Humanity. So the reason we do this is because there's a point later on in the run where we have to be human, otherwise we can't make a particular jump. So we pick up the Humanity here in case we die on the way. Now, on the way to Majula, the only thing you really have to worry about is stamina management. Stamina management isn't actually that hard. Just make sure it never hits 0, and you'll be good. Because if it hits 0, you have to wait till it overcharges before you can do it. So the next step, we kill Morglin, the Armorer. The reason we kill Morglin is because he drops Seldora, or something like that, robes. Basically, his robes are going to give us extra souls whenever we kill an enemy. And that's going to help us get to 1,000,000 souls quicker, so that we can go through Shrine of Winter. Next up, we grab a soul from behind the blacksmith. This soul is going to be used for our first buy from the merchant hag. Now, we need 1,800 souls when we're buying from her, and right now we just don't really meet that. So that's why we pick up that soul. Next, we're going to talk to Emerald Herald. And that's basically to get an Estus Flask. And later on, when we come back to Majula, so that she won't be standing all the way over there to the side, we'll just be able to go talk to her normally. So next, what you're going to do is you're going to open this door, consume your soul, and drop all your unnecessary gear. Don't get too greedy here. As you'll see with me, I got a bit greedy trying to drop everything, even though I kind of stuffed it up a little bit, and the door ended up shutting on me. So play it, just drop as much as you can. If you can't get it all, that's okay. Don't worry too much. But yeah. After consuming that soul, you should be at 1,700. So now we're going to drop down here, and we're going to pick up this soul. Now, this soul is going to be the soul that basically pops us over 1,900. Next, we're going to just head through Forest of Fallen Giants, skip past all these enemies, go up here. This is the next hard bit, or the first hard bit. You basically have to get through this fog gate. I do that, I just run into the 2 closest enemies and go straight through the fog gate, and that normally gets me the iframes that I need to finish getting through. You can take a different approach if you want. We keep running. Now we're up to our next safety strat. Right here, I grab the buckler. Now, the buckler is completely unnecessary, you don't have to grab it. You can pretty much go straight up the ladder. But if you're not confident with parrying, it can be a lot easier to learn with the buckler and then swap over to the dagger later. So we're going to be parrying a bit later on in this run. So after sitting at the bonfire and resting to reset the enemies, we pop our souls, and then we pop that last soul we got, and then we buy ourselves a club and the blacksmith key. And then we're going to murder the merchant. We need the blacksmith key because we need to upgrade our club later on. Not this club, the Great Club. And we grab the normal club because it's just a better weapon than the dagger for fighting the first boss, which is Last Giant. We killed the merchant hag, and the reason we do that is because she drops the silver covetous serpent ring, which gives us more souls again, kind of like the robes. Now this is the next hardest bit. These 2 spearmen are a pain in the ass, so if you do what I did just there, which is you stand a bit back from them, wait for them to do their triple swing attack, and then roll through on the 3rd swing, you're good. Now, we open this gate here. We don't have to do that on a normal run. That's a safety strategy. And that means if we accidentally die, we don't have to worry about it because we can just come straight back. We equip our armor, our ring, and our club, and then we use our aromatic ooze, which we got for being an explorer. on the elevator down, and we go fight Last Giant. So we've got all our extra soul stuff. Last Giant's a pretty easy fight. One strategy that is kind of useful is after hitting him a couple of times in one foot, stay by that foot for a little bit longer, and he should stomp with that foot next. The only thing you really have to watch out for is his left foot, left foot stomp. So we're going to head back up now, and we're going to pop the soul we got from Last Giant, and we're going to heal up if we need to, and equip our dagger or buckler for the next fight. Next, we're going to kill this bug. Now, this bug's going to drop us 2 Titanite shards, and we're going to need those 2 Titanite shards later on, and I'll explain when we get to it. So now, we're going to head up to Pursuer. This is what you brought the buckler or the dagger for. Personally, I prefer the dagger. The buckler works too. The dagger, you can move faster afterwards. So what we do, we stand by this wheel just below the center, and we parry the Pursuer, and immediately we run to the ballista, shoot him in the face, and then chuck a witching urn at him. This is why we save the witching urns. We only use 4 against Morglin at the beginning, 2 against the merchant hag, and then we have 2 for Pursuer just in case we miss the first one. That takes a little bit of practice. The buckler has a smaller window to get to the ballista, so the dagger's a bit better for that fight, but if you're practicing, you may as well just use the buckler. So now we're going to level our dex to 7 and our strength to 24. And the reason we do this is that's what we need to power stance with 2 maces, which we're going to go by very, very, very shortly. The reason we're going to be power stancing 2 maces is because the maces are really good at poise breaking stuff, and we're going to be fighting Ruin Sentinels? Yeah, Ruin Sentinels later. And the Ruin Sentinels are really easy to poise, like, stun lock by just constantly doing that. So we buy them, we upgrade them to +1, and we still have about 18k souls left. So now I'm going to do another safety strategy by picking up this Estus Flask shard. That basically is going to be useful later on in the run, because extra shards are useful. Now we're going to buy the cat ring, so we can jump down the pit. We're going to buy 3 Homeward Bones and 3 Alluring Skulls. And if you want some safety, buy some extra Homeward Bones just in case. This is where you need to be human. Equip your rings, and assuming you're human and on full health, you can make this fall. That's why we picked up the humanity at the start, because if you died before this point, you're not going to be human, so you're not going to be able to make this jump. So it doesn't matter how many times you die before, you'll have enough health to make this jump, assuming you pop your humanity beforehand. I didn't have to in this showing off run, but you will have to do that. So you're going to basically make your way down now, and you're going to hit this section. The route I'm taking here is a really nice route because there's actually another way to do this, which involves dropping onto that platform where the bonfire is, but you only actually have one chance because you basically, the little single pillar tied together in the middle there, we try and land on that. It's a lot more dangerous. So we're going to drop down here. Now that we're here, we're going to make sure our maces are equipped, and we've got another bug to murder. This one dropping more shards. Don't worry if you don't kill it on the bridge. You can still kill it if you drop down, but you have to kill this bug. So this can be a huge time loss in an actual run if you stuff up and don't kill the bug. In fact, I'd probably restart if I don't get this bug. If you do end up having to jump down after it, you're better off just killing these guys for safety, as I do here. But you don't really have to. You can just jump off the side of the bridge towards the exit and run straight out. Then we're going to head down here, and we're going to reach the gutter. And yeah, so that's the start of the run. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. There will be a second part out, which will explain the next part. I'm not sure where that'll go up to in the actual run, but when it's out, we'll see. Probably do up to the start, up to the bonfire just before the run. So we'll see when that happens. Anyway, thanks a lot. Hope you've enjoyed this. Hope this is useful to someone. And yeah, happy speedrunning.